La Luna, coming at you with some Omega energy. Now, today we're going to talk about different aspects of the week that you can implement into your daily life, on top of some other topics. You know, I always digress at some point. Today is Monday. Other than new moon, another day that you can start implementing and practicing for yourself to cleanse your energy, cleanse your space, cleanse your altars. And if you don't know what an altar is, well, I'll tell you. Now, a lot of people know what altars are nowadays because spirituality without limits, in other words, without some kind of other dogma, limits, tenets, it's becoming more mainstream. So more people are having altars. There are several things that I'd like to impress upon you before I get to the days of the week, okay? When you have an altar or space, that space is sacred. People are not meant to touch it. Nobody's meant to touch it, except for you. When you're clearing it, cleaning it, or putting something out that you feel like would be nice, okay? That space is dedicated as your altar. What are the purpose of altars? The purpose of an altar is to make sure you have a clean, clear space in which you can dedicate to your own spiritual health every day, if you should choose to. Where you go and pray, say thanks for anything great that's happening in your life, or just looking around you and being thankful for the things you currently have. You sit there, kneel there, and you pray. Okay? Every day. If you can manage it, take 5 minutes out. This is also a space where you can go and sit crisscross applesauce and meditate. Have your windows open, something like that. But keep that area, the immediate area around it and the area itself, clear and clean of debris, dust, and anything else. Okay? Whatever room you choose to put this altar in, make sure that that area, that room, stays relatively clean, neat, and all these things, because you want to clear the area of old energy as much as possible so you don't have stagnancy in your space. Okay? Now, when creating your altar, some people might tell you this, then the other, and have these different rules. There's no necessarily no rules to it. This is about your comfort. Okay? Your altar is a dedication to first yourself and God. Whoever you believe that to be, and whatever you believe that to be. Place things of significance to you there, and keep them clean. Okay? We'll get to the keeping them clean part when we talk about weekly maintenance of your altar. Okay? Start by thinking of people, loved ones that has passed on. Your immediate ancestors, grandparents, parents, friends, whomever you feel like had a significant impact on your life and you'd like to honor them. Be something of theirs, something that reminds you of them. Draw a picture, have a picture drawn, their name in some kind of decorative way. All these things will work as an homage to them. Basically, you creating a space and an energy that's basically a mini house for their energy in your space. Okay? If you have some kind of trinket of theirs, something that's significant of theirs, you can place that there, as long as it's safe. Okay? And you can do this with multiple ancestors. Some people have dedicated tables for specific ancestors and multiple tables. I personally just have the 1, 2, depends on the circumstances. And I remove and place things as needed at this point. One day it may have multiple tables, but I don't know. So I see myself one day having a temple where I just have multiple ancestors being honored in some kind of way, multiple deities being honored in some kind of way. But at least that's just me, though. That may not work for you, and that's fine. Okay? This is about honoring the self and honoring your ancestors that gave to you in some kind of way before you were able to give to yourself. Give them honor. Okay? Whatever you feel like would honor them. Now, you can also take whatever crystals. If you're into crystals, you can place them there as well and to charge up from energy over time. All those prayers, all that communication with the universe and God, it builds up energy. It actually would be cleansing to place your crystals that absorb that energy, and you can take that with you wherever you go. So that's how you charge your crystals, by doing the work to keep that space clean, praying on a regular basis, giving it life. Your energy is exuding from you and is connected to the universe. And that's how you're charging your crystals. Another way to charge your crystals, just to digress, y'all know I digress, is to put them outside during lunar cycles, full moons, new moons, when the lunar energy is in your sun sign, okay? When the lunar energy is in your moon sign, go ahead and put them crystals outside and get a little energy off it, put it back on your altar, keep praying every day, and then you will have a constant battery charge. So on days where you feel low vibe, you take them crystals off that altar, you put them in your pockets, and you take a little bit of energy with you. Even if it's just a psychological thing where you feel like you're bringing good energy with you, psychosomatic energy is still energy, honey. Because if people can convince themselves they're sick and actually be sick, they can certainly convince themselves they're well and be well. Okay? All right. Now, next step. This is not for young people or people who are irresponsible or incapable of paying attention and things of this nature. So you got to be very, very careful with this step. On Mondays, this is usually a time to dedicate to your ancestors. At least traditionally, from the spiritual knowledge that I am understanding, and this is from one of the oldest tribes of humankind, the Yoruba. You honor your ancestors on Monday. Because on Sundays for you and God. On Sundays you go to prayer and guidance to who you feel like is a higher power. That's what Sundays is supposed to be for. Not supposed to be. I don't really like that phrasing, but I don't have, for lack of better terminology, what I'm saying, if you would like to organize the way in which you develop your spirituality, this is a way you can do it. Okay? All right. Now, on Sundays, that's for you and God. Is that me saying go to a building that people call church? No. Because stay here or don't, I would love for you to stay though. The church is this. This. You are the church. You are the temple. The Spirit of God lives within. There is no need to walk into any building to understand this. Okay? That's not God's house. God's house is you. How you take care of God's house? You. That's how you take care of God. Okay? As long as we get that straightened out the way. I'm not peddling anybody's religion. I'm not against anybody's religion if that brings you peace and you're not causing harm to others. And that's the biggest key for me. Okay? Now, once you got past Sunday, you took care of yourself and cleansed yourself and cooked you a good meal, then on Monday, do whatever you need to do to cleanse that space. Refresh it. Relax on Sunday with you and God and your prayers, and then on Monday, start the cleaning. Everything around that space where your altar is. And if you want to branch out from that, even better. But at least that space where the altar is, okay? Whatever type of table, big or small you choose, doesn't matter. As long as it's comforting to you. Now, once you finish cleaning that space, go and wash your body. You want to come with a clean body, refreshing yourself. I'm just giving you the tools. You can use it at all. Take a spiritual bath, and we've talked about spiritual baths before, if you can. Put some eucalyptus in the shower or something like that. You can take a shower or bath that just come freshly cleansed. Before you go to your altar to talk to your ancestors or pray to them and thank them for being there for you in life and in death if they choose to do so. But all you're doing is honoring them. Because many people who are not into spirituality or anything like that have mantles right now with the pictures of their dead loved ones or loved ones passed on that they're honoring. They don't even know why they're doing that. Y'all think they're copying off each other. No. That is something that is imprinted on the human DNA because it's something that's been done since the beginning of the time. That in itself is an altar. You just don't know why you're doing that. I'm giving you additional steps so you can feel more connected to them. Okay? Now, you take that energy that you come cleansed with. Like you're crying in that shower, you're crying in that bath if you need a good cry. This is the time to get it out. Cleanse yourself. Okay? Then go back to that altar. Now, if you have one relative, let's stick with one. White candles work just fine. You light a candle. See, this is where the Catholic Church got it from. And when I say got it from, stole it. These is facts. It's not a conspiracy theory. I don't work in those. I only work in facts. The reason to light those candles is to pay homage to your ancestors. You do not need to walk into anybody else's building to do this. You can honor them in your own home. Okay? And I'm giving instructions on how to do that. You walk into your space that you've cleansed off and that you've set up in preparation to honor this ancestor or multiple ancestors, and you light a white candle. There's a reason why candles are white as well, because it represents purity and light in general, light speed as well. It creates a channel, the color white. Okay? A lot of times once you get a little bit more advanced and you feel like you're safe enough to do it and the space is sturdy and safe, I cannot stress that enough. You light 2 candles and you create a complete channel. 2 white candles. And you get on your knees and you thank them. Start by thanking whatever channel, whatever energy is opening the channel, whether it be God, the universe, and anything in between. And then speak your peace. Tell them you love them. Thank them. And then put a little something. If you want to add some flowers, if you know grandma love her a daisy, then you go that day on Monday or Sunday with the intentions on Monday. When I clean up my altar, I'm going to set some daisies out for grandma. And then you say that prayer and let her know you set them daisies out for her. It don't hurt nobody none. And you shouldn't inherently ego about sending love throughout the universe. We can all use a little bit more of that, not can we? And you do that for every ancestor you decide that you want to honor. Okay? And then I'll pick a specific ancestor I choose to honor in one week, and then I honor a specific ancestor another week. But then I put out a different additional white candle for all of my ancestors. That's typically a little bit bigger than the little 2 that I put there to say my initial thank you prayer and this offerings for you kind of thing. So that I can cover everybody and send them all love and pray to them and say thank you for my existence. Everything I've learned, good, bad, and in between, I learned and I developed and I grew. And so thank you for it. The lessons are there. Being thankful and grateful for those things, for those people, those energies can actually help you. I'm sorry about that. Can actually help you be more grateful in other areas of your life. Okay? So, that is the lesson for today. Setting up your altars. I also sometimes will put my rings, these bangles, setting them there and saying a prayer of protection over them. Because even if it's just my energy, when I put them back on, I feel safer. Any little thing you can do to add to your own spiritual peace, I recommend highly. Until next time, you are loved.